Ever imagined eavesdropping on a conversation between, like, George Carlin, Austin Powers, and God?
Hmm.
Well, get ready for a wild ride because that's exactly where your sources dropped us, right in the middle of that scenario.
Sounds intriguing.
It is. We're talking a snippet from a comedic play
Yeah.
featuring these three iconic figures just hanging out in the CIA cafeteria of all places.
The CIA cafeteria, that's a pretty unexpected setting for those three.
Right. I mean, what could they possibly be talking about, and what does it say about our world?
Okay, you've piqued my curiosity. Let's dive in.
So the source is a snippet from a comedic play. Obviously, a lot of creative liberty and humor infused in it, but it definitely has some thought-provoking underlying themes.
Definitely.
So the scene opens with Carlin, our resident cynic, holding court in the cafeteria, trading barbs with God, who's surprisingly chill, just sipping on a margarita.
So Carlin's cynicism is front and center.
Oh, absolutely. He's absolutely ripping into the CIA, the supposed masters of intelligence. He's calling them out for falling for the same conspiracy theories they're supposed to be debunking.
Classic Carlin. I can practically hear him now.
Oh, there's a line where he just throws up his hands and goes, "Headless chickens. These are the top spies in the world."
Oh, that's gold. So where does Austin Powers fit into all of this?
Well, in walks Austin Powers in all his groovy, clueless glory. He's totally oblivious to the complexities of the world, worrying about diabolical masterminds when God casually mentions that the real threats are a lot closer to home.
Oh, this I've got to hear. What does God consider the real threats?
Well, God just casually mentions disinformation, social media manipulation, and good old-fashioned incompetence.
Wow. That's a pretty sobering assessment, even coming from God.
It is. And, it's interesting because Powers is completely floored when he finds out the moon landing wasn't faked. He even says, "But I saw the documentary. It was very convincing."
That's so Austin Powers. But it also highlights this whole issue of disinformation, which the play really seems to be digging into.
Yeah, it's not just about, villains spreading lies. It's about how susceptible we all are to them, especially in the age of social media. I mean, we've all fallen for something that seemed really convincing at the time, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think that's what makes this scene so brilliant. It's not just pointing fingers at some them out there. It's really holding a mirror up to all of us.
Exactly. And then there's God, who seems to be almost amused by the whole thing, just watching humanity stumble around. There's a part where God jokes about sending warnings, plagues, floods, reality TV.
Ah, that's good.
But it's that detached amusement that really makes you think.
Absolutely. It raises the question of what is the role of authority if even God is seemingly taking a hands-off approach.
Especially right in the setting of the CIA cafeteria, no less. A place we associate with control and power.
It definitely makes you question things. Like the play is subtly poking fun at these institutions we tend to rely on, suggesting that maybe they aren't as all-knowing and in control as we'd like to think.
Yeah. And then there's that line from Carlin about human self-destruction. "You can't stop it, Austin. It's human nature. We're wired for self-destruction."
It's a pretty bleak outlook.
Yeah, definitely. But it's delivered with Carlin's signature dark humor. It leaves you wondering if he's being fatalistic or if there's a challenge embedded in that statement.
Right. Like, is he saying we're doomed or is he provoking us to prove him wrong?
I think it ties into this bigger question the play seems to be posing. In a world where disinformation is rampant and even God seems to be taking a break, what responsibility do we have to try and make things better?
That's a great question. I think that's really the core of it. This scene, with its crazy mix of characters and its sharp wit, isn't just entertainment. It's kind of a call to action. It's urging us to be more discerning, more critical of the information we consume, and really more aware of our own role in shaping the world around us.
Totally. It's a reminder that even in the middle of all this chaos, we do have the power to choose, to give in to that cynicism or to embrace a more, maybe even a slightly more optimistic approach.
I like that.
So, if even God is content to just sip a margarita and watch the world unfold, what will you choose to do?
That is the question, isn't it?
Mhm.
Food for thought, for sure.
Yeah.
Interesting source this time. Thanks for bringing it.
Oh, you're welcome. Until next time.
Bye!